Hello from ProSpeedflying. Today we are making a remake on our already popular Speedflying video lesson about no-wind launches. It should be more simple and up-to-date, because it's been already 6 years since the original video. No-wind launch is the skill which should be mastered before going to any other harder stage. What do you need for this practice? First of all, you need to have a big enough speedwing, so you will be able to learn the proper technique without too much fear. Small wing will force you to learn the wrong techniques. My wing is 11 meters, I am 75 kilos. It is somewhere between the student wing load and the aggressive speedflying wing load. Also, you should have all the basic ground handling skills with this wing, so inflations in stronger winds, control of every type of shaking, side to side, back and forth, back stall, front collapse, everything should be mastered. After this, you need to find a good, open, wide grassy terrain where you can practice. You should have flat terrain where you can start and then gradually go higher and steeper. You don't need to have a big slope for real flights. It should be enough for launching, short flight and landing, so you can make a lot of repetitions. Be patient and wait for the good weather conditions. Start from easy 4-5 meters per second face wind and then gradually go to no wind practicing. It shouldn't be the perfect face wind direction, it can be plus minus 45 degrees. 3 important rules of the speedwing preparation. First, the wing should be on the ground a little bit in a shape of a horseshoe. That means that the center of the wing should be above everything, and the inflation will start from the center, goes into the wing tips without making this butterfly problem. Second, you should make sure that all the lines go in above the fabrics here, because quite often they like to go under the wing tip and it's hard to see, so on the inflation you can get some line over. So make sure that both wing tips are not caught by the lines. And the third rule of preparation is to check the tension knots. You're checking all the lines that they are not twisted. You shake them to make sure that the tension knots all gone, especially on the spiky grass with old hairy lines. It can make a tension knot, which is the most common problem on the takeoffs. After years of experience, we found 3 main rules of speedflying slope launches. First, soft inflation. Second, direction control. And the third is run the steep part. By soft inflation, I mean that your wing has to inflate without overshooting or stalling. The common mistake for the pilots is when they start running too fast and the wing explodes while inflating, overshooting and collapsing. To prevent this, we need to start slower, especially if you have steeper slope and more face wind. Your first steps will be slow and careful. You'll inflate your wing. You will do the stop with the toggles to stop it from overshooting, and then you will speed up and gain the maximum speed and energy. On the flatter terrain, especially with no wind, you need to start run faster. Your first steps will be very aggressive to inflate your wing above your head without stalling. But if you have more face wind or steeper terrain, you should start slower. And if you inflated your wing a bit too aggressive, you can stop it from overshooting with light toggle input, but the main tool for this control is the speed of your first steps of running. Second launching rule is direction control. First of all, you need to go and check what is your direction. You need to go really on the slope, not just looking on other people launching. You should walk around to see where are the obstacles, where are the steepness going, where are the trees. So at the end you can find the most smooth line without flatterings, without stones, which you will run. And after you're going away from the steep part, sometimes the terrain disappears behind the edge. So I will recommend you to put maybe some stone pyramid or some bush checkpoint. So when you go away for the preparation place, you will see the checkpoint and you will run without the dubs. To be able to control the direction of your launch, you should do the practicing when you start running a bit side-ish to your real launching and running line, and then you are making a turn. So you can do it from different directions, learning how to turn your running and your wing, and be ready to start flying at the proper steep part of the slope. The third rule of launches is run the steep part. You see, we have flat terrain here when you inflate, and then it's kind of have the edge where it's getting steep. If you will try to gain the maximum speed on the flat terrain and then you will jump from here, you will start flying, but then you'll reland. Relanding is technical and not good. So the best way is to go a bit slower on the flat part, enough just to inflate the wing, and then after you crossing through this edge, you're making the maximum speed up on the steep part. So you're using the gravity and the steepness of the slope to gain way more speed and energy than you can gain on the flat part. Always try to avoid any flat terrains or shelves or even trampolines. You should find the most smooth line, which is going from flat smoothly into steepness. Let's prepare our risers, toggles and the trimmers. Starting from the trimmers, most of the common wings should be fully closed trimmers when you're launching from the slope, especially in no wind conditions. So it will give you the maximum lift energy with your running speed. In some situations, when we need the wing to inflate faster, we put our trimmer setting on the middle. Usually we use it for some cliff launches when you don't care about the lift from the slope, but you need the wing to inflate faster on the short running takeoff. Unless you fly with the reserve, I would recommend you to grab the toggle in the most secure, reliable way. It should be tied here, so when you're working with the risers or trimmers, it stays on your wrist, and also the chances to lose it while launching or transition between risers and toggles are way lower. There are three main ways how to hold the risers during the takeoff. First one, the old school style, is to hold your front riser, but with the most modern wings you don't need it, because the wing inflates very fast, and with the front risers it will be even too fast. The second way is to hold all the risers together nice and parallel like that. So you make sure there are no twists or whatever. We use this technique for the important launches where you don't have any chance for mistake when the running part is short, maybe cliff launch after. So like that, everything is super straight and parallel. And the third way, which we are recommending for ski launches and also for the student launches, to make it as simple as possible, just putting the risers on your elbow and you're holding nothing, and straight away during inflation you're getting the full control with your toggles. Now let's work on the flat terrain, on the body position and the imitations of the takeoffs, where we can learn the synchronization of the final step and the toggle input for starting flying. The body position always should be leaning forward, around 45 degrees, not more, not vertical. Vertical position is the position when you want to stop, want to lose speed, and 45 degrees leaning forward is the best position to gain speed and also to fight with the drag of the wing. You will keep this body position during the whole launching procedure, especially on the slope where it's getting steeper and you want to push the ground backwards to get more speed. You will lean even a little bit more forward. During these little runs and practicing jumps, our main task is to learn how to trust the wing. When you're running, especially with some face wind support which you're using at the beginning of your practicing, the wing gives you a lot of lift, and hanging in the harness in the proper position you have a lot of support which holds you from falling down and helps you to speed up to the maximum on the real launches later. speed up to the maximum with the support of the wing when you are not riding like a normal person. You are riding the wing, you are hanging on the harness, and you're using the support to gain way higher speeds than just a normal person running. That's when it's very important to have the good size of your wing, not too small, so you can build this thrust faster and more efficient. At the beginning of your run, you can use a little bit of toggles while you're running slow. You can pull toggles so the wing gives you a bit more drag and support, but while you're speeding up, you move your hands slowly up and you're getting more energy because of your running speed. The wind is getting stronger, so it's time for the good ground handling session. And for today, that's all about no-wind speedflying launches. If you have any questions or maybe ideas for the next video lessons, please let us know in the comments. Also, if you want to support our work, what we are doing, the best way will be to buy gear from us on ProSpeedflying.com. Have fun, fly safe, and see you next time.